breakfast. We have just arrived. There's the park entrance. There's Eve overjoyed. So far at the entrance we got a lot of shops, souvenir places. We just checked out a stroller, baby cage, park entrance right there, Pink Palace. We're gonna go see what's inside. So this place is a restaurant. Tiki Harbor over there. There's Ivy's reaction. What do you think of this? What did you think of the carousel? Did you have fun? Why not? What happened?
Ivy!
What do you think, Ivy? What did you think of the ride, Vanessa?
It was a little high and a little fast.
How about you, Eve? What did you think?
I think it's fun.
How fun?
Super fun.
Who had more fun, you or Mommy?
Me. Oh my God.
Of that.
That was horrible.
Wasn't it, though? We just got back from the treehouse discovery, which Eve said was horrible. And I'm not disagreeing with her. There was this really rude grandma up there who shoulder checked me and tried to knock me off the balcony while I was holding my 2-year-old. So that wasn't fun. We just went on the Rum Tiki ride. It's a literal twist on a shuggy boat since it spins around, and I think we got the best seats since we were sitting at the far edge. I think you don't get the full experience sitting in the middle because of all the centrifugal force or whatever it is whips you around. And I would say it's a great introductory ride for kids who like thrills but not near-death experiences simulated. What did you think, Eve?
Awesome! I like it.
I think we both liked it a lot, actually. Probably as good of a time as any to mention that myself, much like most of the rest of the human population, I hate clowns. I always have. I'll never love clowns. Ever. Ever.
拍照请不要使用闪光灯哦，演出期间。
照进美丽的
just watched this Hello Kitty show, which ran the gamut from cute little Japanese characters doing cute little things to a possibly extremely racist interpretation of various native cultures from across the world to, I don't know, people dressed up like lizards dancing and stuff. What did you think, Vanessa? How would you sum up that performance?
My favorite part would be like the Chinese people with the afros that weren't quite big enough to fit their heads.
Dancing around a Native American totem pole?
Yeah.
Worked on every single level. What did you think of the Hello Kitty show?
I think I like it.
From the words of a child, she liked it. Inside the Hello Kitty kitchen. Hello Kitty house kind of reminds me of going through IKEA. Everybody looking at a bunch of furniture. More conventional children's playground in case you get bored of all the other awesome attractions here. Cherry blossom decorations here. Look inside. So one thing Vanessa mentioned was this is a very mountainous theme park. As you can see, we're out in the bamboo-covered mountains of Anji. So they've got a teacup ride here, which unfortunately closed down right as we were waiting in line. That's a bummer. Greatest find in this whole amusement park. Just in, the teacup ride is back on, so we're in line. The teacup ride, Ivy, our 2-year-old, couldn't come with us because she did not meet the height requirement by 1 centimeter. So, sorry, Ivy. Another ride closed. Crap.
It's super lame that we spend money to get in and then half the rides are closed. Especially the good ones, like the roller coaster ones. Ridiculous.
90 centimeters. That means Ivy can go on a ride. Finally. Clowns. More clowns. Why did it have to be more clowns? Try another ride. It appears to be another one of these go up in the air and spin around sort of things. There's another ride which is not operational. Another one of those go up and spin around sort of things. Kind of every ride at this whole entire theme park. Ferris wheel now just has 2 options, either a fixed car like this or a swinging car like that. Eve and I have opted to go on the swinging car since we're adventurous. Also, the line is much shorter. Here's the swinging car line, 3-4 people in front of us. Here is the fixed car line. Bunch of chickens right there. On the swinging car of the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
We're about to take off. Okay, I think it's really happening. We're moving. Whoa. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. It's like a roller coaster for about 2 seconds, and then it swings, and then it stops being like a roller coaster, and then you get a little bit of a thrill, and then it goes back to being stationary, and so it's like, this is exciting. Wait, never mind. But
Yeah. Hello, yeah.
what do you think of this ride, Eve?
Yes, this is amazing. Not moving inside in this video.
Yep. There's a lot more motion going on in real life than what you see in
My
this video.
tummy
apparently.
hurts.
And then there's that. So all that starting and stopping was a false alarm because that was just the loading process. Now we are continuously going around in constant motion.
Yeah!
Woo-hoo, hold on to your seatbelts, everyone. So we just saw a laser light aerial acrobatic aquatic themed show of some kind. Vanessa, what did you think?
It's very lasery and lots of ocean animals. And yeah, I don't know how it had to do with Hello Kitty. I don't feel like I saw one Hello Kitty character in there.
Yeah, there was a girl dressed like a hermit crab and a dude dressed like a
Saw a
squid and a
jellyfish.
jellyfish.
Yeah.
There was kid high-fiving the jellyfish after the show. That was pretty cool. I got some green lasers in my eyes, a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely going in the eyes, in the eyeballs.
And our 5-year-old got a little sick to the stomach, and so
Yeah.
missed the whole thing lying on my lap there
She got sick on the
on the Ferris wheel,
Ferris
oddly
wheel,
enough.
yeah. The one that
Edible.
she's been begging to go
All
to
the intense
day.
rides we've been on,
Good thing
that's
we
the one
did
that finally
yeah.
got her. So this is the last section of the park that we haven't seen yet. It's aquatic themed. This seems to be a pirate ship version of every other ride in the entire park, with a few exceptions. We've got some inflatable spinny things over here, and the river splash up there, whatever that is. Maybe we'll go take a look at that if the kids are feeling up to it. Speaking of the kids, here's one of them. And here's the other. While the kids are sleeping, we're going to discuss some of the pros and the cons of Hello Kitty Land. I think the first big pro is it's a very child-friendly park for the most part. What do you think, Vanessa? What are the pros of Hello Kitty Land?
Well, definitely Hello Kitty definitely appeals to very young kids, which we have, and so the mascot is good. However, oh, sorry, we're still on pros.
I think that's all the pros, basically. So let's discuss some of the cons. Vanessa was just saying there are no roller coasters here, and the rides kind of feel like kind of cheap carnival rides, which I would agree with. They're all pretty basic. Nothing that's really unique to this theme park as far as rides go.
I agree. I feel like if we just went to any carnival, it would be the same feeling. I guess the thing that sets it apart is they have like all the like shows in the theaters and the parades. But even the costumes look all dirty, like there's like no maintenance to it. There's like no glam and glitter. It's all just looks kind of old and faded, like they got it out of like a big Halloween storage box or something.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I came into this park experience with extremely low expectations. Like I was expecting an abandoned theme park covered in rust and tetanus and zombies and things like that. But it actually exceeded my expectations, which isn't really saying much. Now, one other thing I noticed by this park is it's got a lot of labels on things, like this is Pirates Cove right over there. And then you go over to see what's up with Pirates Cove, and it's just a sign on the wall, and there's not even like a shop or a ride or an attraction or really anything to do there. It's just like a sign, and that's pretty consistent throughout this place. What else? Hello Kitty Villa. It's like the Hello Kitty's house. We went in there, and Eve thought it was pretty cool for about a minute, and it was kind of neat to see sort of this cartoony house. But then I felt like I was in Shanghai IKEA because there was a bunch of adult Chinese people crowded into a room looking at furniture for the most part.
Were they sleeping on it?
No, there was
But
actually
it's not Shanghai IKEA.
yes, the one bed in the bedroom, nobody was sleeping on that, so that's the big difference between Shanghai IKEA, because everybody goes to IKEA to sleep here in China. What else? Any other observations about the Hello Kitty park?
I mean, I came in with extremely low expectations, but I think it's even like worse than I expected. Like, no, I'm serious. Just like, I don't know, everything just kind of looks dirty and debilitated and stuff. What is the word? Dilapidated.
Dilapidated, like, paint peeling off the walls or paint jobs that looks like it's from the 70s, even though this park really isn't that old. It's just a few years old.
Yeah, well, also the problem is we came on kind of like a smoggy, foggy day, and so if it was like the summer when it was like bright and sunny and shining, it might be a little different feeling, but it just kind of feels like glum, sad and glum.
Yeah, there's like probably 100, 200 people here total, which is really weird to see at a Chinese theme park since China has this massive population, bigger than anywhere else in the world. Now, one other thing, I mentioned earlier that there was this grandma in the treehouse that was like almost pushed me and my daughter off of the railing. And that's actually really normal if you're not familiar with Chinese culture, especially the older generation. They'll push and shove you out of the way to get what they want. I mean, the concept of lining up and taking your turn is very foreign here.
It's not personal. I mean, she was all smiles and was saying how cute our daughter was right after she pushed our daughter, so.
And she was super strong, too.
It's just like, that's just how it is. It's not like we could choose to be offended, but they don't mean anything by it. It's just like, that's just the culture. It's just the way it is. We should just ignore it.
It's a way different world over here, guys.
Yeah.
Well, the kids are still asleep. Any final thoughts about Hello Kitty Land before we check out here?
Yeah, I think we're done with Hello Kitty Land. I would say Eve enjoyed her day. I don't think Ivy got much out of it.
Yeah, Ivy's like 99 centimeters tall, which I learned today. In most of the rides, you have to be exactly 100 centimeters tall.
They don't care if it's like 1 centimeter difference.
Well, some of the rides they didn't check at all, and they let like babies go on, some crazy stuff babies probably shouldn't have gone on. But then there was a couple of inspectors who were like, "No, she is 1 centimeter too short. Back." So,
yeah, and it was weird because it was one of those rides that you could actually put them on your lap and it was totally safe, like the teacup ride,
Yes, the teacup
Like it wasn't
ride.
even like their own individual seat where they need a seatbelt and their head could be jolted. The teacup ride, like especially if you're the parent, so you can control if you want to spin it fast or not, or you can just leave it.
Yes.
So I mean, that one is pretty tame. Like I don't know.
So there's definitely some inconsistencies in the level of safety, quality control here. Well,
I think that's it for Hello Kitty Land.
thanks for watching, guys.